I've heard that in some Buddhist traditions, women are treated differently. For instance, I've heard that in order to become a Buddha, a woman must first be reincarnated as a man. What do you feel about this? What is your opinion? Do you agree? Do you think this is antiquated? I'm curious.
부다 담마와 불교는 조금 다릅니다.
So there's a difference between Buddha's Dharma and Buddhism.
부다 달마는 남녀의 차별이 없습니다.
You have to define Dharma. Dharma is teaching. 네.
다른 말을 정해 주십시오. 다른 가르침이니까.
담마는 진리라는 측면이 강하고요. 그 다음에 불교라고 할 때는 문화적 측면이 강합니다.
So when I speak of Dharma, it speaks the teaching of the truth as spoken by Buddha. When I say Buddhism, I speak more of the cultural artifacts that surround the Buddhism.
부다의 당시에는 남녀 차별이 심했고 계급 차별이, 카스트 차별이 심했습니다.
So when Buddha was alive, there was a great discrimination based on gender as well as based on the caste.
근데 부처님은 인간을 카스트로 차별할 수 없다고 했습니다.
But Buddha taught that you can't discriminate between humans based on their caste.
출가해서 승려가 될 때 누구나 아무런 제한 없이 받았습니다.
So when a person wanted to become a monk, he received them without restrictions.
그래서 이 상가 안에는 이 수드라 하층 출신도 많았습니다.
So there were a lot of members from the lowest caste among his sangha, his original community of monks.
이 세상에는 네 개의 강이 있다. 네 개의 강이 있다.
And he's taught that there are 4 types of rivers in this world.
그러나 바다에 가면 하나가 된다.
But they all become one sea when they flow out.
그처럼 이 세상에는 네 개의 계급이 있다.
So likewise, there are 4 different castes in this world.
그러나 내 법 안에서는 하나다.
But within my teachings, there's only one.
또 여성의 출가, 여성이 수행자 되는 것을 허용했습니다.
And he allowed for women to become a convert.
물론 많은 당시에 반대가 심했습니다.
And there was a great opposition to that at that time.
당시의 여성은 사람이 아닙니다.
Because at that time, women were not considered fully human beings.
스스로 혼자서 사람이 될 수 없었습니다.
Because at that time, women were not considered capable of becoming wholly human beings by themselves.
어릴 때는 누구의 딸이어야 하고,
Because they had to be somebody's daughter when they were young,
결혼하면 누구의 아내고,
and had to be somebody's wife when they were married.
남편이 죽으면 누구의 어머니입니다.
And when the husband died, they had to remain as somebody's mother.
그러니까 남자의 모예요.
So they were always labeled in attachment to some male.
그런데 여사가 출가를 한다는 것은
But for women to actually convert and enter into that community,
남자 없이 자기 이름을 갖는 겁니다.
then you are allowing them in effect to own themselves.
이것은 여자도 하나의 독립된 인간이라는 거예요.
And acknowledging that they are one independent, self-sufficient human being.
그것을 부다 당시에 허용을 했습니다.
And he allowed that while he was alive at that era.
근데 300년, 400년이 지나면서
But after 300, 400 years,
없어져 버렸어요.
that practice disappeared.
그리고 인도의 전통 사상이 불교 속으로 들어왔습니다.
And Buddhism was died by the originals, India's traditional ideologies.
전통 사상에서는 여자는 5가지가 되지 못한다는 게 있습니다.
So in the original ideology of India, there were 5 things that women can never become.
왕중의 왕인 전륜성왕이 되지 못하고,
It could never be a wise king. She could never be a wise king.
부다가 되지 못하고,
Could never be a Buddha.
인드라 신이 되지 못하고,
Could never be Indra.
마왕, 그러니까 자제천, 천상 왕 중에 한 사람입니다. 마왕이 되지 못하고,
As cannot become one of the kings of one of the heavens.
브라만이 되지
And
못한다.
cannot become a Brahmin.
그것이 불교로 들어왔습니다.
And so that traditional Indian belief system entered into Buddhism.
그래가 여자가 부처가 되지 못하니까
And since, according to that tradition, women cannot become a Buddha,
여자는 승려가 될 필요가 없다.
then they said, therefore, women do not need to become a monk.
살아서 좋은 일 많이 해서
So just do good deeds in this lifetime
다음 생에 남자가 돼서
and be reborn as a man,
그래서 부처가 되라.
and then try to become a Buddha then.
부다의 가르침이 아닙니다.
But that's not Buddha's teachings.
그러나 불교 역사 속에서는 지금 이렇게 자리 잡고 있습니다.
But in the historical evolution of Buddhism as an institution, that actually has taken root.
그러나 이것은 현재 테라바타의 부디즘의 전통이긴 하지만은 부다담마는 아닙니다.
And it is part of the Theravada tradition of Buddhism, but it is not part of Buddha's original teaching.
그러나 현실적으로 차별이 있는 건 사실이에요.
But it is true that we have to recognize that in today, in our current reality, there is discrimination in Buddhism against women.
불교라기보다는 봉건 사회의 하나의 문화입니다.
But instead of labeling them as Buddhism, is actually a lingering artifact from a feudal society that we lived in.
불교가 그런 세속적인 것을 수용한 거죠.
And it is Buddhism that actually have accepted, been corrupted by that tradition.
그래서 불교 문화라고는 할 수 있지만은 부다담마는 아닙니다.
So that discrimination, we can say it is part of a Buddhist cultural tradition, but you can't say it is part of Buddha's original Dharma teaching.
더 질문 있으세요?
Do you have any follow-up
Thank you.
question?
That was amazing.